Hope you all are doing very fine. Welcome to the second part of the topic punctuation, and in this section we are going to complete the remaining punctuation marks. So let's begin with it. Now the first punctuation mark that we are going to cover here is the comma. Now a comma is the most common and useful punctuation mark in English. It plays very important role in making a written form of English easy to read. We can say they give the readers a breathing scope in sentences. So when we say they give us a breathing scope in sentences, it means that in the absence of comma and full stop, we will be forced to read the things endlessly without any break. So we won't get the scope to breathe. So we can say this comma and full stop, these punctuation marks give us scope to breathe. Now let's take up the cases how these commas are used. So first case, comma usually separates two individual clauses when they are connected by coordinating conjunctions and, or, but, etc. However, if the clauses are short, no comma is used. So the first case where we are using comma is in case of independent clauses or coordinate clauses. So this comma separates the two independent clauses which are connected by the coordinating conjunctions. Like some conjunctions I've mentioned here, and, or, but, there are many others. So the comma separates the two clauses. See here, the first clause is I wanted to watch a movie after dinner. The second clause is I could not tell him as I was confused about his reactions. Here conjunction used is but, and we are separating the two clauses with the help of comma. But comma can be used only when we have longer clauses. If the clauses are short, it is not required to use a comma. Like here in the second example, we had dinner and I watched a movie. So here the clauses are very short, so no comma needed between the clauses. Let's move to the second case. Now, commas are used to separate a series of words, phrases, or clauses. A comma are used to separate multiple items of same category in a series. Now, this is a very common use of comma, whereby if you want to separate the when we use multiple items of same category, then we use comma. Like in the examples, you can see in the first sentence I have used nouns, in the second I have used adverbs, in the third I have used verbs. So all these words belong to the same category. In the first sentence all are noun, in the second all are adverbs, and in third all are verbs. So the words belong to the same category, and that is why in such a case where multiple use of same category is used, we separate them with the help of comma. Like here we bought pizzas, burgers, ice creams, and chocolate cakes. So here pizzas, burger, ice cream, and chocolate cake all are noun, as all are names. So we are separating them with the help of comma. Similarly, in the second example, please lift the box gently, carefully, and slowly. Gently, carefully, and slowly, all the three words are adverb. Since they are of same category, that's why we are using comma to separate them. He ate, washed his plates, and ran out to play. Now here the word ate, washed, and ran all are verbs. So we have used comma here. So I think this is very easy to understand. In case of multiple use of the same category, we separate them with the help of comma. Third case where we are using comma, it's a very common case. We are using comma while writing question tags. So whenever we are supposed to form a question tag, a comma is always used after the sentence and before the tag. Like in the example, you can see the sentence is they are ready to go. They are ready to go. So after this, we have to put a comma and then we are supposed to write the question tag. That is, aren't they? Second sentence, he writes, comma, doesn't he. So a comma is always placed while writing the tags between the sentence and the question tag. Between the sentence and the question tag. In this way, we use comma while writing the question tags. And if you have any doubt regarding the topic question tag, I have provided a link below in the description box. You can go there and clear your doubts. Next case, how we can use comma is, they are used to mark off phrases in apposition. They are used to mark off phrases in apposition. Now, what is this word apposition? When two words or phrases which refer to the same thing placed in a sentence without any connecting word is known as apposition. Means there will be two words which will point towards the same person, same thing or same object, and there will be no connecting word between them. So we have to separate them with the help of comma. Like in the first example, you can see Suman, our maid, has injured her fingers. Now here Suman and our maid, these are same person. They both are same person. Maid is Suman and Suman is maid. So they both point to the same person, and that is why we have used comma here. Creams, the cake shop, is owned by John. Now here the name of the shop is Creams and it is a cake shop. So both the pointing towards the same thing, that is the shop. That's why we are using comma here. So such case is called marking of the phrases in apposition. That is two words or phrases referring to the same thing placed in a sentence without any connecting word. Next one, comma is also used to separate phrases in series. When we are writing several phrases one after the other, consequently one after the other, then we separate these phrases with the help of comma. So here the standing or sitting, eating or drinking, he is always thinking of his past. So here we are using two phrases, standing or sitting, eating or drinking, and that we are separating them with the help of comma. So when we are writing several phrases in a series one after the other, then we have to separate them with the help of comma. Sandwiches and snacks, comma, tea and juice, all are tagged. So sandwiches and snacks, tea and juice, phrases separated by comma. Next case, how the comma is used is to address a person or to set off a noun of address. See in the example what we are saying, Kamal, are you going to library? So when we are trying to address someone with the name, when we are mentioning the name and addressing that person, then in that case also we have to use comma. So here we are addressing or saying something to Kamal. So we are mentioning his name, Kamal, then comma, are you going to library? Now this we can write in the reverse order also, like are you going to library, comma, Kamal. So both the ways are accepted. There is no problem. In any way we can write it. Kamal, are you going to library? Or are you going to library, Kamal? The only thing is that we have to use a comma. Next case is, comma is used to separate expressions like yes, no, oh, well. Now this is very common use of comma. After such words like yes, no, well, oh, we use comma. See an example. Yes, I shall visit the library this evening. So after yes, after no, after well, oh, we are using comma. Oh, I haven't got the document. Well, let's wait and watch. So in these all the three examples you can see these are the certain expressions and we are supposed to use comma whenever we use them. So after such expressions we have to use comma. Next one is, comma is also used to separate reported speech from rest of the sentence. Now reported speech we have studied while interchanging direct to indirect or indirect to direct. Whenever we are quoting the words of the speaker, they are put within the inverted commas, like here double inverted commas. right? These are the quotation, double quotation marks. Now when we use double quotation marks, when we want to repeat the exact words of the speaker, so we put them within the double inverted commas. Now this reported speech, now the speech which is within the inverted commas is called the reported speech. This is separated from the other part of the sentence with the help of a comma. Here also, father said we should learn from our mistakes. So here reported speech is we should learn from our mistakes. This is the reported speech, and this is separated from the rest part with the help of comma. He said it is raining heavily. Reported speech is it is raining heavily and is separated from the rest part of the sentence by comma. Next use of comma is used to separate parts of date from one another. While writing the dates, we can separate the different parts of the date, that is month, year, with the help of comma. As you can see in the example, July 15th, comma 2020. So we are separating the date and year with the help of comma. Or if you want to write in the form of a sentence, on July 15th, 2020, we shifted here. So we are separating the date and the year from the rest part of the sentence with the help of the comma. This is a very common use. Last one is the comma is used to separate parts of address after the salutation and complimentary close. Now this use of comma you must have come across while writing the letters, that in the opening part of the letter while writing the salutation. So after salutation we have to use comma, and at the end after the complimentary close we have to use comma. While starting the letter we write dear sir, respected sir, dear brother, madam, or anything. So we have to put a comma after it, after the salutation. And after completion of the letter, while after the complimentary close, yours truly, yours obediently, sincerely, faithfully, anything can be written. So after that also we have to use comma. So these were the uses of the comma. Let's move on to the next slide. Apostrophe. Now apostrophe is used in following cases. How the apostrophe is used? See, the first case is, the first and the important point how the apostrophe is used is to show possession, to show that something belongs to someone. Here in the example, see, this is John's house. After reading this we come to know that the house belongs to John. John is the owner of this house. He is in the possession of this house. So to show the possession or ownership of a particular thing or an object, we use this apostrophe. So apostrophe, the first use of apostrophe is to show the possession. Second one, to show that a letter is missing or while writing the words in contracted form. So many a times we are using a contracted form of word. We are omitting one or two letters and writing the two words as one single word in a contracted form. See in the example, they aren't comfortable here. They aren't comfortable here. Actually this aren't word is are not. So instead of writing or are not, we are contracting it. We are writing in a contracted form. So we are using this apostrophe here. He couldn't concentrate. Couldn't here means could not. So while writing the contracted forms, we use apostrophe. Next case is for a singular noun or proper noun ending in s, the apostrophe is used after s. Now this is a very confusing case. You shouldn't get confused here. Now here see, this is Charles' book. Now this is John's house and this is Charles' book. Now see, both are proper nouns, but here we have used apostrophe before s and here we have used apostrophe after s. So why this? Now this is the case when a noun or a proper noun which ends in s, because here both the nouns which we have used, that is Charles and James, these are the two names which already end in s, means they will end in s. John, the word John is not ending in s, it is ending in n. but Charles and James, both the names end in S. So such proper nouns which already end in S, then we have to use the, irrespective of whether it is singular and proper, we have to use apostrophe after the name or after the S. This is Charles' book. After the S we are using it because the S already it is a part of the name. James' cousins visiting him this weekend. So here also we are using it apostrophe after the S. So this is the difference between, you can see, the names ending in S, and then if the name is not ending in S, then we can use this form, that is after the name we have to use apostrophe and then S. Now if a plural noun is formed with S or ES, the apostrophe is used. Similarly, it is the case with plural noun also. Like here in the example you can see the plural noun girls and boys both are ending in S. Here also both the words are ending in S, but they are plural. So here also we have to use the apostrophe after the word. Similar is the case as the previous one. And finally, if there is no S or ES in the plural noun, then the possessive plural noun is formed by adding S after the word. Means if the plural noun is not ending in S, is not ending in S. See here the plural noun women is ending in N. So we have to use apostrophe and then S. The women's waiting room is on the first floor. Plural without not ending in S, then we use apostrophe and then S. Next one is colon. Now the colon indicates longer pause than the comma, but shorter pause than the full stop. Means the pause is longer than the comma but shorter than the full stop. Now how it is used, as you can see on your screen, a colon is used to introduce a quotation and it separates the speaker from the formal quotation. Now this you must have seen while writing the dialogue writings or while writing the dialogues. So here a colon is used to separate the speaker and the speech which he has reported or the reported speech. So a colon is used to introduce a quotation and it separates the speaker from the formal quotation. Whatever the speaker has said, it separates it from the speaker. So here father, these are the words spoken by the father and we are separating both of them with the help of colon. Similarly here Ajay, and these are the words spoken by Ajay and we are separating them with the help of colon. Father, where is your mark list? Son, Ajay, the teacher took it for some correction. So this is the use of colon, how colon is used. Next point how the colon can be used is to introduce a list. Whenever we wish to introduce a list, and now the list can be of anything, names, things, objects, then we have to use the colon. See in the example, I want these items from the shop. I want these items from the shop. Now what are the items? That is, we have to prepare a list of items. So we are using a colon here. 2 kilograms of sugar, a packet of raisins, a dozen banana, a liter of milk and bread. So in this way, whenever we wish to introduce a list, we use colon. Now this is the final punctuation mark, that is semicolon. It indicates a longer pause than the comma. It is usually followed by conjunctions like and, but, or, and adverbs like however and therefore. So these are the certain words after which we use semicolon, and apart from it, see there are two cases how we are using a semicolon. First one is a semicolon is used to separate units of series when the series contain commas. Units of series. Now when we are writing several units of series and these units of series are separated by commas, then such units are separated by semicolon. Like here you can see Nagpur, Maharashtra, Panchmari, Madhya Pradesh, Sanjan, Gujarat. We will visit these places during our tour. Now here, to mark off the various commas, to separate the various commas are used here. Nagpur, Maharashtra, the comma is used. Between Panchmari and Madhya Pradesh, comma is used. Between Sanjan and Gujarat, comma is used. So we have to separate them with the help of semicolon. So such units are separated with the help of semicolon. Next one is it is also used to reduce or narrow the gap between two thoughts or closely linked sentences. When two actions or two sentences are linked closely, then we use a semicolon. It had rained heavily the previous night. The roads were dirty and slippery. Now here you can see it had rained heavily the previous night, and the next part, the roads were dirty and slippery. Both are interconnected. Both are, now this, the first part you can say is the reason and the second is the effect. The roads were dirty and slippery because it had rained heavily the previous night. So both the sentences are closely related. Means one is the reason and other is the effect. Reason and effect relation. So they are closely related, and that is why we are using a semicolon here. Right? So with this we come to an end of the second part of punctuation mark, and hope you understood it properly. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks once again.